Everybody. So I'm just gonna give it a minute while people tune in. I did post on the community tab that I was going live tonight at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's been a minute since I've been live. So I thought that I would come over here and do the Q&A live basically. Now, I asked on my social media platforms, YouTube and on Instagram, if anyone have any questions that they would like for me to answer, to submit them in like the question box feature on Instagram, and to drop them on the community tab, or whatever. So you guys did do that on the community tab, as well as leaving questions in my Instagram inbox. So today I'm going to be answering those questions, and maybe I will continue on doing this live maybe once a month. I used to do this in a video before, so I thought it would just be interesting to just do it live. So this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to go to my very first question. I do have it on my other phone. So I'm going to go on my other phone. I'm going to go to the YouTube community tab first and read those questions first, because duh, they get priority first. So let's see. Let me go to my channel. And let me go to my post. Okay. So the very first question is, someone asks, are you ATL born and raised? Which I thought was a very interesting question. So I am not ATL born, but I am ATL raised. I actually was born in Snellville, Georgia. That's where I was actually born. That's the city that I was actually born in. However, I do have a younger sister, and she was born in Atlanta. So I believe maybe in less than 2 years later, I was born. I was here in Atlanta because my sister was actually born in Atlanta. So I don't know when we actually moved to Atlanta, but I know 2 years later my sister was born in Atlanta. So I'm not ATL born, but I am ATL raised. Now, the next question I have someone submitted is, do you manage your YouTube channel like a business, or consider it as a hobby you enjoy doing? So for me, I do. Hey, Joey. So for me, that hold on. I wonder, I can't even see who that is. Hi, Jesse. Can you grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? I don't know what that is. I don't know nothing about that. Hey, Alejandra. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, next question. Do you manage your YouTube channel like a business, or consider it a hobby you enjoy doing? So I do manage it as a business. What I do is, when it comes to my YouTube channel, the money that I make from my YouTube channel, or money that I make from content creation in general, I split that money 4 ways, just so it can be a little bit easier on the math for me. So I put 25% aside for taxes. 25% goes back into the business for like the expenses, because I do have a little bit of expenses over there. Oh, I actually have, how much? I didn't add it up, but I did write this down right here. So I do have a little bit of expenses for the stuff that I do online. Then another 25% goes into savings, and then the other 25% goes to me. And right now, my goal is to pay off my credit card debts, along with a collection account that I have. So that's where most of my money, pretty much goes. It doesn't necessarily goes into my pocket, because I am trying to pay off debt. Say, you are so pretty. You are so T. Thank you, Jesse. The next question was, what would you say is your hardest thing about staying on track with budgeting? So for me, the hardest, and if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the chat as well. But I would say the hardest thing about staying on track with budgeting is basically tracking your expenses every single day, because I know that it can be a little bit tedious with writing things down every single day. So that's pretty much where I struggle. I don't necessarily write it down down every single day. However, I do check in with it weekly. So Sundays are my days to, like, you know what, let me see how much money I done spent this week. Let me see how much money I got left over to, you know, go towards next week and things like that. And a lot of times when I'm doing it like that, week to week, I be already over the budget compared to if I sat down and I looked at it every single day and wrote it down every single day and locked in with it every single day. I can already see where I'm at every single day compared to waiting till next Sunday to see if I went over my budget or if I'm under the budget. And a lot of times, especially with food, I normally go over my budget. So that's what I would say is the hardest thing about staying on track with budgeting, just tracking it every single day and staying on top of it. So those were the questions that was submitted on. Oh, I had another question that was submitted on here too. So the last question that was submitted on YouTube, Tina Williams, shout out to Tina Williams. She's one of the regular people that comments on my videos. She said, went back to your old videos. Please explain Chandra versus Nikki. And I would have never thought that people would go back and look at your older videos. But however, Chandra is my first name. That's my first name. I have one of those names that is not actually pronounced how it's written out or whatever. So a lot of times when it's written out, a lot of people mess up my name. But Nikki comes from my middle name, which is Nicole, and I just went with that because Nikki, I feel like if you write Nikki out, it's pretty much you're not gonna mess up Nikki. It sounds just like how it's spelled, even if it's spelled differently from how I actually spell mine. So that's the reason. That's the difference between Chandra versus Nikki. Chandra is actually my first name. Nikki comes from my middle name, which is Nicole. And I started off with Chandra, but I was realizing every time that I would write out Chandra, nobody could really pronounce my first name because, like I said before, I have one of those names that's not pronounced how it's actually written out. First of all, my name starts with a C and not with a S. So let's just start there. So that's all of the questions on YouTube. Now I'm going to go to my Instagram account and answer some of the questions there. So the first question that I got on there, hey Michael, I'm doing good. How are you? Somebody asked, although you are known for budgeting, was there a time you ever put a pair of shoes over a certain bill? And the answer is no. I would never put a shoe before a bill. And the reason why is because I pretty much have my money set up in a way where I ain't gonna say it's impossible, but it's kind of, I have it set up in a way where I have a spending account and then I have a bill account and I have my main bill account, then I have a savings account. So it's kind of like really hard to like spend the bill money on the shoe money when you already have an account set aside specifically for shoes, or have a sinking fund set aside specifically for the shoes that you actually want. So no, I have not no, there was not ever a time where I put a shoe before a bill. The next question I have is, have you ever reached a place in your sneakerdom that you've ever imagined? And I don't think I've reached that place just yet, but I have reached some of my highest goals this year, like working with the Jordan brand, doing a collaboration with them, working with JD Sports, like the sneaker stores, stuff like that. So I have like kind of like gotten over the hump of a place where I didn't think that I would, ever work with a sneaker store or something like that. But I don't think I've reached a place where I'm just like, this is it. Because I would definitely love to like do a collaboration with like a shoe or something like that. People know that I love Jordan 1s. That's my favorite sneakers. People know that I love colorful sneakers, and purple is my favorite color. So I would love to be able to get to a point where I actually not necessarily design a shoe, but kind of like put my input into a shoe possibly, or something like that. So I feel like once I get to that particular level, then that's how I know that I made it. Somebody asked, if you could help with any charity, which one would it be and why? I'm not too familiar with charities except for like the main ones, but I would say if I had to pick one, it probably would be something dealing with like I guess, mental health issues, suicide, and stuff like that. Because I've had someone in my life that has experienced those types of things. And if I could, donate to one or could help one, it would possibly be that one, because you just never know what people be going through behind. I am not a celebrity, AJ1 King. But anyway, you just never know what people could be going through behind closed doors. A lot of the times you think that people can have everything in the world. Like they can be the flyest person that you know. They can wear the nicest clothes, have all of the sneakers. They can be having the car, the nice apartment, or the nice whatever the thing is. And they could be suffering in silence behind closed door that you would never know, because they still carry a smile on their face and stuff like that. So if I can help any charity, it would be something dealing with like mental health issues or the suicide stuff. If the moon was our sun and the sun was our moon, what time of day would you work? Now, I'm a morning type of person. I don't like getting up in the morning, but I'm dang sure not a night person. Like I be sleep. Like right now, it's clearly past my bedtime, but I knew that I wanted to stop somewhere after work, so I wanted to have enough time to come back home and get ready, stuff like that for this live. So I still would say I would be a morning person, although the moon would be out. So I'm still gonna be. I guess I would be working in the morning time still, but it's I guess the moon will be my the moon will be my sunrise, so it'll still be kind of like dark outside, I guess. But I still would get up in the morning because I think my body is just used to just waking up early in the morning right now anyway when it's dark outside. But at nighttime I just get tired and I just be ready to go. I'll be ready to go to bed. So I'll still work in the morning. The next question is, if you had to make a major sacrifice, would it be your shoes or your clothes? Ooh, that's a good one. So if I had, of course, if I would had to make a major sacrifice, it would definitely probably be my clothes, because I don't really got no clothes that's like, if I lose all my clothes, I wouldn't be, I mean, I ain't gonna say I wouldn't be mad, but you get what I'm saying. Like my clothes could possibly be replaced compared to a lot of my shoes they don't make anymore. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to get those shoes. And a lot of my shoes have sentimental value, for as people gifted me them to me. They mean a lot to me. It's just like different experiences I've had with them. It's just stuff like that. So if I had to choose between my clothes and my shoes, I would get rid of my clothes before I got rid of my shoes, because I mostly shop at the thrift store anyway. So I can just like, okay, well, I can just go back to the thrift store and get me some $2 jeans and a $5 shirt or whatever, whatever, whatever. But that's what I would do. The next, okay, what's the next question? And AJ1 King, you got, yeah, what the hell? That wasn't a question, but you put, yeah, what the hell on here. So I don't know how to answer that one. If you were a man for 24 hours, what would you do? I don't know. If I was a man for 24 hours, If I was a man for 24 hours, what would I do? I don't know. I don't know. What do men really do? If I was a man for 24 hours, what would I do? I don't like sitting in the barber shop. When I have to go take my son to go get his hair cut, I hate it because they gossip just like the women. I hate it. And one time they was about to fight in the place. So I don't want to go get a haircut and just sit in the barber shop and hear what the gossip is. I don't know. If I was a man for 24 hours, what would I do? That's a good one. I have no idea. Hey, Dwayne. I have no idea what I would do, or if I really even would want to be a man, to be quite honest. Someone else asked, do you see yourself having your own clothing brand or shoe? Now I've had a clothing line in 2020. It was an activewear line that I had started because of course everybody was stuck in the house. I was trying to get active because I was stuck in the house as well, although I was still going to work. But there was nothing open. So I was trying to, instead of me just laying in the bed or just sitting down all the time, I tried to be more active. I tried to go to the park. I tried to walk around and stuff like that. So I did start like this little athleisure wear or active wear line or whatever. But what I quickly realized is that I did not like I did not like doing that stuff at the time. Like when I was going out and walking and stuff like that, I guess because I wasn't used to doing it, I did not like doing it. I did not like doing it when I had to do it for us, take the pictures and do all of that type of stuff. I enjoy doing it now because it's like, okay, it's refreshing. It helps me clear my mind. It helps me come up with more ideas. I like doing it now, but I guess you know how they say when you do too much of something, it takes the fun out of it and then it becomes work or something like that. But that's how I felt like that was. It took the fun out of just putting on activewear, being cute around the house, moving your body, stretching and stuff like that. And then when I actually made it a business and had to sell the stuff, it became work for me, and I did not I did not like the work that I had to do. So I put a pause on it and I start focusing more so on the Just Call Me Nikki brand, which is just a fashion and lifestyle brand of me just sharing my different styles with sneakers or whatever, because that's what that's what I like wearing. I love wearing sneakers. And I love styling sneakers on a budget because I felt like that's what we were missing in the space that I'm in. A lot of times we have money to buy the shoes, but not a lot of times we have money to buy the $100 pants and the $100 shirt and the $100 sweatsuit and the $100 jacket. So I said, you know what? I got money to buy the $100 shoes, but maybe I can buy some affordable pieces to go with the shoes, and I can, I can still, look cute while still styling my shoes. So that's what I started doing. People start liking my little $50 outfits and stuff like that, and we just kind of like, took off with that. So that's where I'm at with that. But I would love to have a shoe, like I was mentioning earlier in this live. I would love to do a collaboration where I'm giving my input, not necessarily designing it itself, because I feel like I suck at art. I'm not really good with like drawings and stuff like that. But if I could just like give my input and someone else make and design the shoe and stuff like that, I feel like I can do really good with that, because I like girly stuff. Like I like stuff that is like tomboyish, but I like to make it girly, if that makes sense. So that's what I would do to a shoe. I would turn like a more so male shoe into like a girly sneaker type of thing. The next question is, how much money should be saved for an emergency fund? And that just all depends on the individual, because I believe in personal finance is personal to the individual. I also believe in some people, because like me, I have kids and stuff like that. So for me, I feel like I'm gonna need not a whole lot of money, but I feel like I'm gonna need a certain amount of money because I do have kids and stuff like that, compared to someone that may not have kids, or someone is just like my daughter. My daughter emergency fund may be a whole lot smaller than what I might consider an amount for emergency funds. So I feel like it all depends on the individual and what you're planning and stuff like that, is what you plan on using the emergency fund for. So for me, I feel like an emergency fund for me is basically, me, I'm leaving work, I done lost my job or something like that. I need to have enough money in there to be able to take care of me until I find something else. So how I started off with my emergency fund, I started off with trying to get 1 month ahead. Once I got 1 month ahead, I got 2 months ahead, 3 months, and so forth and so on. And now I'm at the point where I'm trying to get like a year ahead and be in just my main necessities. Not everything, but just like my main necessity. Because of course, if I lose my job, I'm not gonna be thinking about buying those shoes. I'm gonna be thinking about, okay, well, how is this mortgage gonna get paid? How is the light gonna get paid? How is the maybe my phone bill or something like that? Maybe switching over or downsizing. Do I need an AT&T phone plan, or maybe I might need to go to Metro or Cricket or somewhere that's more affordable? So I'm talking about like the main necessities. I want to have at least a year worth of main necessities in my savings account. You are very beautiful. Keep going. You will succeed in whatever you do. Thank you, Batman. That was nice. And Dwayne said, that's what I'm talking about. I know that's right. So yeah, that's all of the questions that people have submitted. I didn't ask it again on the Q&A, because sometimes you can get weird questions, and sometimes when you tell people like ask me anything or whatever, a lot of the times I get weird I get weird questions. Everybody want to know about my love life and all that type of stuff, and it gets crazy in the DMs, as they say. But that's all for this Q&A, you guys. I wanted to start doing these more often. I used to do these in YouTube videos where I would post a Q&A every single month, once a month. But I got away from it and I just started doing regular videos. So I want to start back doing them because I'm trying to, want people to get to know me. I want to get to know you guys as well and stuff like that. It's been a while since I've been live, so I got to get back in the rhythm of going live again because I don't know, I be getting shy and nervous and stuff like that. So I got to get back in the habit of going live. So this wasn't so bad with me going back live today. So this wasn't so bad. Maybe I can do this again sometime in July. But if you guys have any questions, let me know if you have any questions. If not, then I'm gonna exit stage left and I'm gonna go to another social media platform and actually go live on there while I'm in the live spirit. Go ahead and get my lives out of the way before the month is over. But thank y'all so much for tuning into this live. Thank you, AJ1 King. Thank you, T, if you're still on here. Thanks, everybody that has chimed in the chat. I would love to see y'all on in the comments on some videos and see y'all on the next live. And I guess that's all for tonight. So nobody have anything, I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, thank you, Dominique. Thank you. Bye, y'all.